Listen, can you hear it? That's not the room. That's the quiet background hum of a story you've been told your entire life. A story that says decline is a calendar, that vitality has an expiration date, that the second half is for slowing down. I am here today to tell you that story is a lie. The data, the science, and the lived reality of millions of men prove something radically different. The years after 50 are not a descent. They are a launch sequence. This isn't about recapturing youth. That's a fool's errand. This is about unleashing a version of yourself that youth couldn't handle. A version powered by wisdom, fueled by precision, and built on a foundation you've spent decades laying. Right now, your body is waiting for the updated software. It's ready to optimize, so let's talk about the 6 non-negotiable pillars of that upgrade. Point 1. Master your metabolic command center. Your metabolism isn't broken, it's bored. We move from calorie counting to command signaling. It's not less food, it's more strategic food. Protein becomes your chief engineer, rebuilding what time whispers we should lose. We use targeted fasting, not as a punishment, but as a system reset, promoting cellular repair and sharpening insulin sensitivity. You are not at the mercy of your metabolism. You are its director. Point 2. Recalibrate the hormonal symphony. Testosterone, growth hormone, insulin, these are not just chemicals. They are your body's communication network. The goal isn't an artificial peak, it's optimal rhythm. We leverage heavy compound resistance training, your body's most potent signal to build and fortify. We prioritize deep sleep, where the crucial repairs happen. We manage stress not as a mental exercise, but as a biochemical imperative. You conduct the symphony. Point 3. Fortify the neural framework. Performance is born in the brain. We build cognitive resilience. This means challenging your mind with new skills. A language, an instrument, a complex puzzle. Forging new neural pathways. It means embracing purposeful social connection, which is proven neuroprotective. It means viewing every bout of focused work and every period of true recovery as essential training for the command center between your ears. Point 4. Engineer resilient infrastructure. Your musculoskeletal system is your frame. We shift from working out to durability engineering. This means strength training is non-negotiable. The single most effective tool to combat sarcopenia, bolster bone density, and rev your metabolic engine. But it's intelligent strength, focusing on mobility, on form, on the balance that prevents injury. You are not maintaining a structure, you are reinforcing a fortress. Point 5. Optimize the recovery cycle. High performance is created in the space between efforts. Sleep is not downtime, it is production time. It's when human growth hormone pulses, tissues repair, and the brain cleans house. We pursue sleep with the same rigor we pursue a deadline. Similarly, we embrace strategic recovery, active mobility, targeted hydration, managing inflammation through nutrition. Recovery isn't laziness, it's the secret weapon of the elite. Point 6. Ignite your core purpose. This is the keystone. Biology follows belief. What is your vital mission? Is it dominating your field with seasoned expertise? Being the energetic grandfather who climbs mountains, mastering the art you never had time for, that purpose is not philosophical, it's physiological. It drives discipline, lowers stress hormones, and provides a reason for all this optimization. Your why is your most potent performance enhancer. So we stand at a threshold. You can listen to the old story, the one of decline, of settling, of fading relevance. Or you can choose the data, the science, and the undeniable proof that your most powerful chapters are ahead. This isn't about adding years to your life. It's about adding undeniable, formidable, vibrant life to your years. Let's dismantle the most pervasive and disempowering myth first. The idea that your metabolism is a runaway train slowing to an inevitable halt. This fatalistic view surrenders control. The breakthrough science tells a different story. Your metabolism is a dynamic, adaptable system, and after 50, it doesn't need less management. it needs smarter management. We move from the crude arithmetic of calorie counting, which often leads to frustration and muscle loss, to the sophisticated biology of command signaling. This is the art of using food, timing, and activity not just as fuel, but as precise instructions sent to your cells, telling them clearly, build, repair, burn, and thrive. The cornerstone of this metabolic command language is protein. Think of protein not merely as a nutrient, but as your chief repair engineer and communications director. With each passing decade, the body becomes more resistant to the anabolic, or building, signals that maintain muscle tissue, a condition known as anabolic resistance. This is why the old dietary guidelines fall catastrophically short. We must actively, deliberately overwhelm this resistance. This means consuming high-quality, bioavailable protein, from lean meats, fish, eggs, and strategic supplementation if needed, at a level that feels almost purposeful in its abundance. We're aiming for a target spread evenly across meals, a steady drumbeat of amino acids in the bloodstream that constantly reassures the body. The building materials are here. The project is ongoing. Do not dismantle the infrastructure. This single shift prioritizing protein at every meal is the most powerful lever you can pull to preserve metabolic rate, because muscle tissue is metabolically active. It burns calories even at rest. Losing muscle is like shutting down factories. Preserving and building it is like keeping your industrial base fully operational. Next, we employ the strategic rhythm of intermittent fasting, not as a fad, but as a calculated system reset. This isn't about starvation. It's about creating a beneficial, temporary energy deficit that triggers a cascade of adaptive repair mechanisms known as autophagy, literally, the body's self-cleaning process. During a fasted window, deprived of its usual external fuel, the body gets resourceful. It begins to seek out damaged cellular components, dysfunctional proteins, and inefficient mitochondria, breaking them down for energy and recycling their parts. It's a cellular renovation project. Furthermore, this fasting period dramatically improves insulin sensitivity. Insulin is the master hormone that dictates whether energy is stored or burned. By creating regular periods where insulin levels are low and stable, we teach our cells to listen to insulin more effectively when we do eat, ensuring carbohydrates are more likely to be used for immediate energy or muscle replenishment rather than being stored as fat. This isn't a daily punishment, it's a flexible tool. It might mean compressing your eating window to 8-10 hours, or incorporating 1 or 2 24-hour fasts per month. The key is the signal it sends: metabolic flexibility. You are training your body to be a proficient burner of both fuel sources, glucose and fat, making you energetically agile and resilient. Finally, we must address the fuel quality itself. Every meal is a directive. We swap the inflammatory, processed fuels that gum up the metabolic works, the refined sugars, the industrial seed oils, the empty carbohydrates for whole, nutrient-dense foods that provide both energy and information. We focus on fibrous vegetables that feed a healthy gut microbiome, which we now know plays a critical role in metabolism and inflammation. We select healthy fats from avocados, olives, nuts, and fatty fish that support hormone production and cellular integrity. We choose complex carbohydrates that provide sustained energy, not spikes and crashes. The goal is to reduce the metabolic noise, the inflammation, the oxidative stress, the hormonal dysregulation that clouds the body's ability to hear its own efficient signals. In essence, we are clearing the static from the line so the commands of protein and the reset of fasting can be heard loud and clear. You are moving from being a passive consumer of calories to an active director of your metabolic landscape, issuing clear, confident orders that result in a body that is leaner, more energetic, and primed for performance. Let us be unequivocally clear. The narrative of inevitable decline is not just pessimistic, it is scientifically obsolete. The crossroads before you is not between aging gracefully and raging against the dying of the light. It is a choice between two distinct paths, one of passive accommodation, where you accept the outdated script of fading capability, and one of active authorship, where you write a new story fueled by data, driven by intent, and characterized by a vitality that deepens with time. The evidence is no longer hidden in academic journals. It is lived and breathed by men who have chosen to reject the lethargy of the status quo. They understood that the second half is not a sequel of diminishing returns, but an entirely new volume of potential built upon the hard-won wisdom and resources of everything that came before. This is your moment to choose that volume. What we have outlined are not isolated tips or quick fixes. They are the interconnected pillars of a unified system. Mastering your metabolic command center fuels the energy to engineer a resilient physical infrastructure. Recalibrating your hormonal symphony directly enhances your neural framework and accelerates recovery. And igniting your core purpose is the psychological and spiritual fuel that makes the discipline of the other five not a burden, but a privilege. These elements are synergistic. They compound. The focused strength training that builds your frame also optimizes your hormones and sharpens your mind. The deep sleep that repairs your body also clears metabolic waste from your brain. This is the architecture of a renaissance where every positive action creates a ripple effect, elevating the whole system. You are not patching holes in a sinking ship. You are commissioning a more advanced vessel for a more ambitious voyage. Therefore, the ultimate transformation required is not merely physical. It is fundamental identity. It is a shift from seeing yourself as a manager of decline to the architect of your peak. It is about trading the vague hope of staying healthy for the precise and powerful intention of performing. This performance isn't about ego, it's about engagement with your work, your passions, your relationships, and your own potential. It is about possessing the energy to lead, the resilience to contribute, and the vitality to savor life with acuity and passion. This journey demands that you become the most important project you will ever oversee, not out of vanity, but out of a profound understanding that your capability is the foundation for everything else you value and wish to achieve in this defining chapter. So we return to where we began, the quiet hum of that old story. Today, you have the tools to silence it forever. You are equipped not with wishes, but with a protocol. Not with nostalgia, but with a strategy for a formidable future. The launch sequence we spoke of is not a metaphor for a someday event. It is activated by the very next choice you make. The moment you prioritize protein, the moment you decide to lift with purpose, the moment you protect your sleep, and the moment you reconnect to a mission that makes your heart pound. This is how you begin. This is how you add undeniable, formidable, vibrant life to your years. The countdown is over. The ignition is now. Your new peak awaits ascend. Thank you for investing this time in yourself, in your most valuable asset, your vitality and your potential. This isn't just information. It's the blueprint. But a blueprint only becomes a structure through action. So I challenge you, don't let this be just another video you watched. Choose one of the 6 pillars we discussed, just one, and implement it with absolute commitment this coming week. Master that metabolic command center with your next meal. Reclaim your recovery cycle tonight by prioritizing sleep. Make that single powerful choice that signals to your body and mind that the new story has begun. If this resonated with you, if you're ready to defy the outdated narrative, then do 2 things for me. First, share this with one other man who needs to hear this message, a brother, a friend, a colleague. Strengthen your tribe. Second, subscribe and turn on notifications, because this is just the foundation. We will be building upon each of these pillars with deeper dives, specific protocols, and unwavering support in the videos to come. This is your time. Your performance, your vitality, your second act is waiting. Now go out there and build it.